I was just watching this clip in which Bill Simmons suggested the Lakers should trade Anthony Davis. Obviously, Bill Simmons is a Lakers hater. He's been for years. He's been honest about it. But I thought he gave great justification on why the Lakers should trade Anthony Davis, which is they're not going to win anything the next 2 years with LeBron James. It's just not going to happen the way this team is set up, that they're set up in a way that they're just not good enough with both LeBron and Davis to contend for a title. You look at the supporting cast, and it's just not going to cut it. They need a great overhaul that it's going to be hard to do that. They really need like a legit third third star, and when I say third star, they actually need another superstar like a Jokic or a Giannis to just turn this thing around. And that's just not going to happen. They're not going to get that type of player or a Luka Doncic. They're just not good enough the way that they're constructed to win it all. LeBron is no longer a superstar player where he can just carry a team as the number one guy to win a title, but he still plays like that guy, and he's unwilling to change. Now, I look at Anthony Davis, he's having a great season, but knowing his history, he is injury prone. He's always been an injury prone player. Granted, last year he played 76 games, but to me, that's like a rarity. The previous year, besides last year in 23, he played 56 games. And then in 2022, he played 40 games. And then in 2021, he played 36 games. So this man has always been injury prone. I feel last year was the exception. I do believe this year he'll get some injury that takes him out for like 20 so games. So I expect that to happen. I think his value is at an all-time high right now, that he's playing probably maybe the best season in his career, or it's just up there. Just his numbers have been great. So I think the Lakers should move him while his value is very high. Plus, he's not hurt right now, but it's only a matter of time. They should move him because I don't think Anthony Davis can win a championship as a franchise player. I just don't see it in him. To me, he's more of the mold of like a David Robinson or a Kevin Garnett, more so than a Tim Duncan or a Hakeem Olajuwon. And like those guys were able to carry teams on their back being the number one guy. But with him, I think he's a great player, but he has to play with a player even better than him to win a title. That he needs a player that's even greater than him to win a title. He can never win one being the guy. I just don't see it, but with him in that situation being the number one guy. And like I said before, to find a player greater than Anthony Davis, that's going to be very difficult. Like they're not that many. Jokic, Giannis, you would have to trade for that player, and there's no way any of those teams would accept just a bullshit trade to steal one of those guys. So there's like no chance of that. The only other way is through free agency, and I don't think the Lakers have cap space to steal one of those elite types of players. So they're really better off long term trading Anthony Davis. That's if they're trying to be a title contending team in the future. If not, they just want to have the star power of just saying, hey, we're the Lakers, we always have stars. Then obviously they would keep Anthony Davis. But if they have ambitions of being a championship team, then I do think you trade him. Also, I think you take out two birds with one stone if you trade him, because I think if you trade Anthony Davis, then LeBron will be pissed off and he'll force his way out. And then you can finally get rid of LeBron instead of him just being around there forever and ever, and he can be someone else's problem. LeBron's contract does not end until summer of 2026, because I can safely say that I definitely believe he will exercise his player option after this summer. He has a player option, and I think he will exercise it to play another year. If not, he could exercise to be a free agent, demand 3 or 4 years. Either way, you want to get rid of this mess and not be involved in it anymore. And there will still be teams stupid enough to give you a massive haul for LeBron, even at this old age. There will be some title contender willing to give you a few very good, solid role players and some draft picks for LeBron. So they should take advantage of it. Anthony Davis will give you the massive haul. Think about a guy like Rudy Gobert that got like 4 or 5 draft picks. So you can get for prime, Anthony Davis is still in his prime, so you can get 4 or 5 first round picks. They're not lottery protected. You can get three or four good players for him, And that's what the Lakers should do. And I think Lakers going forward should be getting their first round picks back soon. I think that they're almost done with the picks they gave up in the Anthony Davis trade originally to the Pelicans. I'm not sure, but I'd be willing to bet it's probably going to end in a year or two. So they can, in the meantime, they'll have like the ability to have a massive rebuild and start over again and get some quality players in return in the meantime while they're building up that pipeline to go after a future superstar through free agency, because they are Los Angeles. I don't care what anyone says, that players would still want to come there despite them doing both Anthony Davis and LeBron dirty. Players still want to be in LA. They will do anything to get there if they have the opportunity to be the number one guy. So I definitely believe if they were smart, they should do it. Granted, I don't like the Lakers. I like to see them miserable. So I'm all happy with them keeping LeBron and Anthony Davis and continue to be in a situation where they're stagnating and they're just not contending. So I'm perfectly fine with that. But if they were intelligent, they would actually try to get rid of both of them and just create a fire sale right now. That's what they should do. I know it's controversial, but I think that would be a great strategic move by the Lakers. So that's just my thoughts about this.